Hello, book friends. Welcome back. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I want to share with you all of the books that I plan on reading. That is my November possibilities, okay? I have several books I actually want to read for November, but I'm going to show you the ones that I think I may actually read, okay? So sit tight, grab your drink, and I'll be right back. So friends, as we get into the nice, cozy fall season, I feel like, guys, that we really are there now. The weather here in Ohio or Cincinnati anyway is like in the 50s, and it gets around 40s, 30s at night. So I would probably feel safe in saying actually that fall is here. Fall is here, and as fall is rolling in, I'm starting to get a little cozy, okay? I'm starting to want to, read more books that are cozy, I guess. I mean, you all know, if you are new to my channel, I'm a thriller girly. And the only way I know how to go cozy is to read mysteries. Now, I do have mysteries on my big TBR, but I'm telling you, it's really hard to tear me away from those thrillers, y'all. So there's always going to be thrillers on my TBR. But with that being said, I have picked up a couple of romances to read, or that I want to read in November. So we are going to start with the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Is that the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore? Yeah. By Laurie Gilmore. Now, I've already read, what was it? I can't even remember, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I guess. And I think that I gave that book like a 3-star or something. Laurie Gilmore is a little spicy for me, but I don't remember even a lot about that book. But it gives you those fall vibes, and it's on my shelf, and I wanted to just go ahead and read it. I just want to go ahead and read it. I bought it, okay? So I need to go ahead and read it. But like I said, I don't know much about this one. Let me read the back. A small town spicy romance. See, I told you. When a secret message turns up hidden in a book in the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, Hazel can't understand it. As more secret codes appear between the pages, she decides to follow the trail of clues. She just needs someone to help her out. Gorgeous and outgoing fisherman Noah is always up for an adventure, and a scavenger hunt sounds like a lot of fun. Even better than the cute bookseller he's been crushing on for months is the one who wants his help. Hazel didn't go looking for romance, but as the treasure hunt leads her and Noah around Dream Harbor, their undeniable chemistry might be just as hot as the fresh out of the oven cinnamon buns that bookstore sells. Now, this is the Dream Harbor series, so there are, I believe, a couple of more books. I know there's the Christmas tree something or another, and some kind of, I think maybe something that came out this year, strawberry something, I don't know. Strawberry pancake house, I don't know. But like I said, I don't know that I'm going to read the rest of this series. Okay, so enough on that. The next book that I have is Losing Sight by Tati Richardson. And guys, I actually started this book, and I think it was because of what I was already reading that I had to stop. I had to put it down for a minute because I was in October, which is, we still got, this is the last day of October, actually. I feel like that may have been the reason why I wasn't really feeling it, because I was in my thriller mode, okay? And so I'm going to pick this one back up. It sounds like it's going to be really cute and really good. It says, what if a powerful pair of glasses let you see life and love clearly? Sports reporter Tanika, they call her Nikki Ryan, is at the top of her game until she isn't. Squinting at the teleprompter and rubbing and flubbing lines like I'm doing right now. She loses her coveted Thursday night football spot to a younger, less qualified woman. And that's the only start of her troubles. After her impaired sight leads to an accident nearly costing her her life, Tanika finds herself in the office of a handsome, widowed optometrist, Gideon Miles. Their mysterious circumstances lead Tanika to an enchanted pair of glasses, changing her world, and Gideon's forever. With help from her boss, Chick Village, and a bit of magic, Tanika finally learns to see the love that's right in front of her eyes. Okay, it sounds like we got some magical realism that might be happening in this book, and I'm here for it. I think I'm ready for this, y'all. I'll let you know. This next book, I don't know. I was really, really drawn to this book. I've never read a book by this author, but it just drew me. It just drew me. It seems cozy. I mean, if you look at the cover, look at that cover. Talking at Night. All right. It looks nice and cozy. It seems like it's right up my alley. Okay. So let's see. This is a story of Will and Rosie. The two are opposites in every way, and yet they fall for each other as teenagers. 90s music, sideways glances, sunsets, and bonfires, and talking late into the night. It's palpable, inevitable, and they're on the precipice of starting something wonderful. Until one day tragedy strikes and any possibility of being together seems to shatter. But time again, Rosie and Will find their way back to one another. Through the years, though the years pass, they cannot quite let go of what might have happened or what might have been. All right. Talking at Night tells the story of sudden connections, missed opportunities, the many loves we have over a lifetime, and the one that keeps us coming back again and again for more. All right. This sounds like it's going to be good. I hope it's not a tearjerker. I'm not quite ready to be crying. Okay. I'm not quite ready to be doing that right now. So, but it sounds like it's going to be really sweet, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Now, this next book, this was definitely a cover buy for me. It was definitely a cover buy. Even though I read the synopsis of it, at first it kind of drew me away from it when I read the synopsis. But then, like I said, I kept looking at the cover, and I decided I was going to go ahead and try it out. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Now, there is some controversy about this book, okay? There really is. And I've read some of that controversy. Have I dug deep? No. I know that this is some type of fantasy. If I didn't mention that, I believe that there is maybe some type of cultish vibe to this book, or whatnot. And I believe it's just touching some situations, okay? But it's fantasy, it's fiction. And I believe every book is motivated by something. When somebody writes a story, it's a background to it. They may be getting inspired by whatever, okay? Now, I have my, and not to even get on that subject, but I have my faith-based beliefs about things or what have you. But I also know where to draw the line, okay? I know where to draw the line in the sand. So, I'm gonna take a stab at this. Like I said, it's a cover by, it's the cutest little, the cutest little cover. I just hauled Under the Whispering Door as well in a previous video. And once again, it was a cover buy and I got it super cheap. It was a hardcover. Sprayed edges, all the bells and whistles for me. Okay. And so I'm going to give it a try. Let me read the synopsis. It's a magical island, a dangerous task, and burning secret. Linus Baker is by the book. Oh my gosh. Caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at the strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the greatest mystery of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to light. It says the House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing the family is yours. So it sounds nice and cute, okay? But like I said, based on what I wrote, which is why a lot of times I don't like to dig too deep. I'll look at the genre, kind of look at some of the trigger warnings about books. I'll read the synopsis, but I won't necessarily look at a lot of reviews when I'm choosing a book. Just for one, because sometimes people spoil stuff. For two, everybody has an opinion, and I just want to get mine. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what the end gonna be. Okay. Now, this next set of books is nothing but thrillers, y'all. Nothing but thrillers. All right. So we're going to start with The Perfect Family by Robin Harding. This was an older book that I found. Now, I think her latest book that I hear so much about, is it Drowning Girl or something? I'll put it up here. I think that's the one that's really popular at the moment. But this one had me intrigued. And as usual, they have I meant to take the sticker off. Yeah, hold on for a minute. Please hold. Right. And we're back. Let's see. Thomas and Viv Adler are the envy of their neighbors, attractive, successful, with well-mannered children and a beautifully restored home, until one morning when they wake up to find their porch pelted with eggs. It's a prank, Thomas insists, the work of a few out-of-control kids. But when a smoke bomb is tossed onto their front lawn and their car's tires are punctured, the family begins to worry. Surveillance cameras show nothing but grainy images of shadowy figures in hoodies, and the police dismiss the attacks as merely the work of bored teenagers. Unable to identify the perpetrators, the Adlers are helpless as the assaults escalate into violence and worse, and each new violation brings with it growing fear because everyone in the Adler family is keeping secrets. They always keeping secrets. We always gonna have secrets in these thrillers, okay? Not just from the outside world, but from each other. I mean, would it be a domestic thriller if we did not have secrets? And secrets can be very dangerous. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I can't wait to read this one because I really wanted to start with The Drowning Girl or The Drowning Woman, but we're going to start right here. Can't wait to share it out with y'all. This next book is The Neighbors We Want by Tim Lane. I have not read anything by Tim Lane, but I believe there's, I can't remember. This came out a couple of years ago, but I want to say there is something else I wanted to read by him, but I picked this one up, okay? And it is, I think this is the domestic too. Y'all know, if you are new to this channel, y'all may not know, but those that know, you know, I love me some domestic. I have no idea why I love domestic so much, because in real life, I don't. I'm drawn to the drama. I don't know, but it don't matter. It really don't matter. I love it. And so let's see what this says. Adam is having a hard time adjusting to the stay-at-home dad life. The sleepless nights and the constant diaper changing are not what he expected after he was abruptly fired from his job. Then again, Adam wasn't prepared for his relationship with his wife, Sarah, to slowly come apart at the seams either. One thing, however, keeps him going: his growing obsession with his neighbor, Allie. Now, here we go. Here we go. But one night, something changes. While staying up with his baby, instead of seeing Allie in the window across the way, he sees her ex-boyfriend, Crispin, lurking around her house before disappearing within. When Adam hears that Allie doesn't show up for work the next day and she doesn't seem to be home, he fears the worst, that she's been abducted or possibly killed. His search for the truth will lead Adam on a path filled with deceit and lies. Adam knows the answers are lurking somewhere in the shadows of his small suburban town. The trouble is, the truth is hard to find when everyone has something to hide. It sounds like it is going to be good to me. This is not a very long book chapter wise, and I believe the chapters are really short, so I should get through this fairly quickly. But we're going to see. We're going to see what Mr. Tim Lane has to say. All right. This next book really does not need an introduction. Most of my thriller girlies on YouTube that I watch, they've already read it. I kind of wanted to wait till the hype, died down a little bit on this book. And I have not read, other than listening to some of the YouTubers, I have not read this. It just was released this year, but I was able to get my hands on a copy of it. I can't remember if it was during the book crawl or not, but I was able to get my hands on a copy of it for the low. And so we're talking about The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. Once again, like I said, I have some girlies who thought that it wasn't all that, and then I had some rated a 5 stars, so I went ahead and decided that I wanted to go ahead and put this on my TBR. This give me fall vibes alone. The fire, the flames, the orange, all that is giving me fall vibes, so I want to go ahead and get this read. All right, I'll tell you all about it. The next book that I have here is The Golden Couple by Sarah Pekkanen, Greer Hendricks, and Sarah Pekkanen. She's the author of House of Glass, which I want to get to, but I wanted to start with this one because once again, I think it's a domestic, y'all. And so I've been talking about this book all year long, okay? Talking about getting it. Then I finally got it. Then it sat on my shelf for a little bit. So I want to go ahead and read this. Let's see what it says. Wealthy Washington suburbanites, okay? Marissa and Matthew Bishop seem to have it all until Marissa is unfaithful, of course. Beneath their veneer of perfection is a relationship driven by work and a lack of intimacy. Intimacy? What is that? Intimacy. Melissa wants to repair things for the sake of their 8-year-old son, and because she loves her husband, enter Avery Chambers. Avery is a therapist who lost her professional license. Still, it doesn't stop her from counseling those in crisis, though they have to adhere to her unorthodox methods, and the bishops are desperate. When they glide through Avery's door and Marissa reveals her infidelity, all three are set on a collision course because the biggest secrets in the room are still hidden, and it's no longer simply a marriage that's in danger. They said it's a page turner. We shall see. We shall see, y'all. Last but not least is a book that I recently have picked up as well. And I wanted to get started reading some of this author. She's a new author to me. And I wanted to start reading some of her books because she has a lot of them. I believe she has quite a few. books, and you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So I wanted to start with this one, and it's just like the other Girls by Claire Douglas. Loose ends after the devastating death of her mother, Una Richardson responds to an advertisement for a lady's companion, a position that leads her into the wealthy, secluded world of Mrs. Elspeth Mackenzie. But Elspeth's home isn't the comforting haven it seems. Karen, her cold and bitter daughter, resents Una's presence. More disturbing is evidence suggesting two girls lived here before her. What happened to these young women? Why won't the Mackenzies talk about them? What are they hiding? As the walls begin to close in around her, Una fears she'll end up just like the other girls. Okay? We gonna see. This sounds interesting. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to read it, and I'm gonna let y'all know all about it. That is all the books that I have besides the ones that I may or may not read on my Kindle or on Libby. A lot of these books are available on Libby. Not a lot, but at least half of these books are available on Libby. If you are not sure what Libby is, you can go to the library, get you a library card, and you can download the Hoopla app. I believe the Hoopla app works for all the libraries, no matter where you're located in the state. So if not, I don't even know if it's a Libby app, if it just a Libby app. If it is, I will put it up here. But I usually go through Hoopla, and you can read a lot of these books for free, guys. You don't always have to spend money to read. We have libraries there. We have the little libraries. There are so many other avenues to which you can, get really good books. I just wanted to throw that out there. If I think about it, I will put in the description all of the books that I just mentioned on Lib, or if they're on Libby, I'll link them or put them in the description. I think that's all, guys. I think that's all. I hope you all are having a wonderful day and that you have a wonderful weekend. Until the next time, keep being who you are, and that's a star. So keep shining. Bye.